MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace as I get my thoughts back together. I was looking and going, what is that? And it was the voice guy talking there. So, oops. So how are you doing?
I guess I'm doing okay. Just trying to make it. But
for those who are not aware, Candace lost her stepdad over the last, when did this happen?
It happened on Monday. It's just, I still can't believe it's real. I mean, that's just how I feel about it right now. I think we're all, he had been in the hospital he'd started the 4th week in the hospital and just could not get the oxygen level where it needed to be. And they had him on 100% oxygen the whole time. And the doctor had been saying, in a couple of weeks, it's going to be still a couple more weeks before you can even, try to, think about even getting out of here. And then they said it could take a long time to get over this. We didn't know if he was just going to have like permanent damage in his lungs. And it just was really bad. And then a nurse explained it to me, which is a kind of gruff way to put it. Now, he was very nice, but I mean, it just tears the lungs up. It just goes in there and annihilates the lungs. And it was almost, from what the nurse said, it was kind of had turned into almost like a fibrosis type state in the lungs where it can't get the oxygen to the lungs. I don't know.
And out there, you can Google this to take a look at somebody without COVID and somebody with COVID with these x-rays. And It's scary looking.
Yeah, he had pneumonia, and the pneumonia can cause like a fibrosis type thing. And I think maybe that's what happened, but it's just, they had moved him to ICU on that last day, and they had asked him if he wanted to be put on a ventilator, and he said, because he was talking to him and stuff, and he said, "I'm not tired enough yet. I'm not ready for that. I'll let you know." And the nurse was in there talking to him, and then he just stopped talking. And that was, they worked on him and stuff. But it's an awful thing to go through. I mean, I feel for any families or friends. If you have friends that's gone through it, it's a hard thing.
It is.
It is a real thing. And like I said the other day, some people don't really know the whole impact of it unless, you've gone through it. It's just another story to you until you go through it. So,
and this is not a story, is it?
No, it's a major loss to us. He was like a solid rock in our family. And, it's just bad.
It is. And
there was like times where he would work extra jobs when I was single, and just to get my kids Christmas, and I mean,
good fellow.
Just a good guy, hard worker. So anyway.
But take care of you. No. I think each and everybody understands how this is. And this is personal.
It is.
And we hope everybody takes this disease, I guess you would call this a disease, very seriously, because it does, this time seems to be taking so many more people on a local level, at least.
It really is. And, I know everybody's the same way, just so tired of worrying, just so tired, because it's just kind of like, I had a scare not long ago where I had like cut somebody's hair, and the next day I got a text saying, "Oh, he was positive." He got to feeling bad, and then he was positive. And so like I had to wait several days before I went and got tested. And then I went and got tested, and the send off and the quick test was both negative. Cause I always do both of them if I had to do it, I just have them both done just to make sure. But it's a scary thing. It's a real thing. And it's just kind of like we're constantly fighting an enemy that you can't see.
That's right.
And my mother, it's like she said, she said, "I just can't believe somebody so good was taken by something so evil." And it's true,
And Lord have mercy, I have never in my life seen the controversy that is online on this of whether you're for the vaccine or you're against the vaccine, or you believe that it's even real, and down to mask, people arguing back and forth. at the end of the day, you do have the right as American. I support your choice to either get the vaccine or not get the vaccine.
Right.
But realize that this is real and do absolutely everything you can to protect your family, because once you're gone, it's too late.
I just want to I want to really say, if you even think you have a sinus infection, go get tested, because you don't know if that's what it is.
And John Anderson said that yesterday.
And if you put it off, you might miss that window of being able to go get an infusion, and the infusion can make all the difference. And I do wish that all of the physicians or anybody that's caring for anybody, or even if you're a friend, give them the advice. I mean, to go get an infusion right after they get their positive test, if they have underlying health conditions, if they're of an age that's an older age, or or even ask for it, even if you don't, just to see if you can get it, because it can make all the difference. And nobody told him that, and that really worries me.
And we didn't have this opportunity that first go round. There was not an infusion. Now we do, so there is hope.
Yes.
Stay on
My
this.
My mother got it, and she was feeling better. But they were saying that since he tested positive. 10 days later, well, actually on the 11th day is when they came down with symptoms, he and my mother both. And so since he tested positive 10 days prior,
it was past
he was being told that from the testing time, he was out of the window, but they came down with symptoms at the same time. And so I was trying to tell them both to go get an infusion. He was saying it was out of his time limit, but they had the onset of symptoms at the same time. I just, I hate to say it might have been this way or it might have been that way, because I think God
has an ultimate
has
plan.
a plan. And but I do think that if you can get the infusion right off, just ask for it, even if you don't know if you can get it or not.
Yeah.
Ask for it. And two, the vitamin D3,
what they're calling the cocktail.
Yeah, the vitamins, the zinc, the everything. You need to take it. We've been taking it, trying to just as a prophylactic type thing.
And the next controversy that starts a flare, I mean, it's just like showing up in the parking lot, is when you bring up the horse medicine of those that are for it, those who aren't. But the doctors are saying that the long-term effects from this, of what it will do to your kidneys
and your liver, I think, too. I heard,
bad. And I understand that you can get it over the counter. I get that. But talk to a doctor. That I don't know anything. But a doctor knows somebody. They went to years of medical school, and we don't want anything happening to you.
Right.
If you've taken it, it wouldn't hurt to make a phone call and go, hey, I took this. I know that in the state of Mississippi, we have 2 people in the hospital from taking it now.
Yeah.
They haven't died or anything, but there are 2 people in the hospital. Mm-hmm. We'll see how that turns out.
Now, as far as the vaccine goes, even being in this situation we're in, I know my mother and my stepdad, they were both going to go get the vaccine. They had waited, but they had decided they were going to get it.
Right.
And then this came up. But I still think it should be your choice, because we are Americans, and I think it should be your choice. And it's like somebody I saw, brought up yesterday. I mean, I think you get into a lot of legal stuff, when you're saying, you got to take it or you don't have a job. I mean, I just don't, I think that's
it's pushing things on you, because
we all want everybody to stay safe, and we all want everybody to be healthy and stuff. But, I really,
it should be between you and your doctor.
Right. And I've had the vaccine, and maybe that's helped me. I can't say 100%.
I haven't seen any horns on me yet.
Maybe it's helped me. I mean, I have been exposed, and it did seem like it helped maybe. So I don't know. I think it should be your choice. But I think if everybody would take the political side out of it and
work together
and really research it too. I mean, just, I don't know. It has to be your choice, though. I mean, I'm not down on anybody for getting it or not getting it.
Yeah.
I mean, we all in this together.
And Tate put that the other day, that he feels that it's your right to choose. He chose to get it. I chose to get it. But it's not right for everybody, depending upon your health conditions.
Right.
And just talk to somebody in the medical field that knows more than we do, or maybe you do, because we don't know everything.
If it could keep you out of the hospital, even if you do get it, if it could keep you out of the hospital, going through all of what I've seen in the past month,
That's a rough place to be.
Yeah.
And I've talked to so many nurses that are on those front lines that do this every day, and it's heartbreaking, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all just don't know what they go through. The emotional stress that of people that they come
Right.
in to just a little symptom and it gets worse.
The doctor and the nurse practitioner took us in a room and spoke to us, me and my mother, and I feel for them. I mean, that is the hard. I don't care if you had to do it over and over for weeks. That's the hardest. It never would get any easier, I wouldn't think. That is the hardest discussion to have to tell a family, and they were so kind and so sympathetic towards us. And he said, he said we tried everything we possibly could, and I just can't imagine. And he was saying how one of the coworkers they had to take some time off because it had just gotten to them so much. I can't imagine. I mean, I know how my heart goes into everything like that. I do. And when I see somebody hurting, my heart hurts. I don't care if I know them or not. And I can't imagine.
I talked to a friend of mine yesterday that his mother is now on a vent. She's been in the hospital for 3 weeks. Now, and again, she had not had the vaccine shot.
Right.
Oxygen level is dropping. ICU, and my prayers go out to them.
Yes.
I watched the post every day, and I called him yesterday and said, hey, let's talk about this. And my prayers go out to his family. It's a lot of people hurting out there over this.
It is.
And it's not over, and we have another round of this coming. And, the argument of, well, they have to retweak the vaccine. Well, this thing is changing daily with each new type. Another one is coming to America from another country, so they're making another vaccine, a booster shot, to fight it.
I mean, it almost makes you want to just stay at home and not even go out. I mean, in public. Like, it just...
And it has driven people, and you hate to even say this out loud, it has driven some people to a suicide because it worries them so much that they're going to get it. And that has happened in our area.
Yeah. And like in my line of work, I could be exposed all the time, and I just have to trust that they're telling me the truth, and I always try to be truthful with my customers. I've tried to be safe, and, and if anybody would ever, if you go into a business like that, if you go in anywhere, really, be honest with people. If you know you've been exposed in the last 14 days to somebody who has tested positive, go get tested yourself after like 72 hours, I think they say. Go get tested yourself, and don't put anybody else at risk just because, you think you're okay or you think you're going to be okay. I mean, it's just it's not worth.
Help your fellow neighbors, what she's saying.
That's right. It's not worth, somebody losing their life. And you don't know, because there's 20-something-year-olds. I saw yesterday where some pediatric patients had lost their lives.
We had
children.
Yesterday, Wednesday, a child younger than 5 passed away from it in the state of Mississippi.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a awful thing. It's horrible. I mean, I hate to be like just so grim this morning, but it's
fact.
It is a fact.
We are in the middle of this.
Everybody needs to quit bickering amongst each other and remember that we're all in this together, and we need to support each other, whether you agree with somebody's decision to do whatever or not. We all have feelings. We all have a heart, and just be there for people,
Right.
Just pray for them. So,
as we turn to the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151 right off the interstate, as I've said, they've got a little bit of pine straw left. If you're needing some to take care of things, head on down today, and a few chickens left. If you're looking for a chick, they got a chick just for you. Woo. And also, as we get ready for the fall season, I know it's 105 outside, but eventually we are going to get fall.
It is hard to get into the fall spirit.
The mood, isn't it?
It'd be like Christmas, burning up hot. Yeah.
But lots to choose from there, and they really work hard to keep this gift shop together and show you the different styles and things that are going to be coming. As we said, deer season is the focus. As everybody in August starts getting ready, getting the cameras out, they've got the 2 choices there, your SD card or the kind that shoots it to your phone. Whichever you prefer, they've got. Boots as we get ready for the fall season. Also the deck boots to do some washing. And this is a new thing they've got, the 50-pound bag, which has the roasted soybeans, peanuts, all of this in there. It's great. Deer love it. You can get flashlights, keeping your vehicle, anything for your pet. You need a bowl, they got that. Of course, keeping the flies and insecticides, they've got that. From feed seed, as you get ready to plant, they've got that, along with fertilizer. Also, don't forget the corn, along with guns and ammo. All at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151.
I was returning from a visit with my family when my car was completely destroyed by a truck that ran a red light. I was unable to work, and I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
I'm Janet from Jackson, Mississippi, and it took one call, that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. He got me $377,250.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And also, condolences. There was a wreck on Highway 19 just out of Philadelphia on Sunday afternoon. We had one person that died in the wreck, and the other two that were in the other vehicle are in the hospital. They were taken, and we wish them all a recovery on that.
Yes.
That shakes you up there. And so sorry they lost their life. Georgia, there's two stories this morning out of the Atlanta area. You've got people that are bad in this world. You've got a hearse, a mortuary getting ready to be cremation parked out front. Bad guy comes up, steals it, takes off, and the body falls out in the middle of the highway.
Oh, my goodness.
They caught him a few miles down the road, and he'll be charged accordingly. But that's got to be bad for a family member.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate to even harp on stuff like that, but
yeah, that's crazy.
In other bad news,
Awful, too.
as I'm on a roll here, FBI is offering a $20,000 reward in the Atlanta area for the death of the 12-year-old child who was in a car going down the road, as we've had these problems in our area with gang fire. Shots were fired and the child died from the gunshot, and they're offering $20,000 in the Atlanta, Georgia area. You can Google all that. The FBI's got all the information on it.
This is just senseless. I mean, senseless crime. It's horrible.
That's what's out there. Now, let's talk about something that is of seriousness that you sort of need to start getting prepared for. Let me throw this up on the screen here so everybody's aware of what's out there. I don't want you to not know. We've got 3 different systems. There's a 30% chance this will come together, 80% chance, which is headed in a different direction. Here is our concern right here. This is a 90% chance that this will turn into a tropical storm, possibly late this afternoon or tomorrow. Here is where things get ugly. Let's go to radar and let me show you of what this is. By Sunday afternoon, this could be a full-fledged hurricane and coming ashore either late Sunday or Sunday night, somewhere along in there. Everything is, here we go. It has not been developed yet. Here are what we're looking at here on the spaghetti models. As we go up through here, this is most likely showing signs Louisiana, Mississippi border. New Orleans is in this, anywhere from Beaumont, Lake Charles, Lafayette. Now, it's not defined where it's going to come ashore, but Mississippi back over to Texas is where it's looking like. And anywhere that it goes in Louisiana, if you'll look at these lines, most likely will enter the Mississippi, and this puts us, the Meridian area here, on the east side. This will be horrible for us. There's no other way to word that. Now, again, this could change. We're in the early stages of this. This really only gives us 3 days to be prepared for what's coming. So heads up, as I mentioned early this morning, if you operate a gas generator, go ahead and get you 2 or 3 5-gallon cans of gas. Have it put. You can still use it for the lawnmower later if you don't use it. Batteries and things of this nature, because power, if it goes, power is going to go out. That will happen. So don't be caught off guard on this. And if you get a few extra supplies, then you just have a few things extra around the house. But be prepared on this. If you live on the coast anywhere from Gulfport, Pascagoula, back west through New Orleans, these areas, start getting ready to do some boarding up, because water will come. It will not be pretty.
When is the projected time of landfall? Do they know that?
Sunday evening, Sunday night, possibly. And again, we will know more today after they're sending the aircraft up, the airplane, the Hurricane Hunter up. It will come back with more results later. But this is just a rough guess. Take it seriously now. I don't know. I cannot tell you at this point if it will be a Cat 1, 2, 3, 4, or any of that. But everything is indicating that this could be a big one. Indicating. Not written in stone, but do take me serious about this.
It doesn't hurt to be prepared.
No.
Even if we don't get it next time, we have a threat. Maybe you'll have everything you need. So,
as we look at the forecast, let's look at our 7-day forecast of what we've got here. Today, a 30% chance of showers. It'll be in the afternoon. Tomorrow, 40%. And as we get into Sunday is when the rain chances start increasing due to the hurricane. Should something else come about this, those chances will jump up higher. So everybody just pay kind of close attention to what's going on here. So yesterday afternoon, of course, it was my baby girl's birthday yesterday. Madison,
saw that, yeah.
24.
We both have a Madison.
Yeah, we do. I forgot about that. So Angie calls me at the studio and says, I need you to get some stuff out of the car. So I go down and start this adventure. And the next thing I know, I'm going, wow, that hurt. I don't know how I done this, but somehow amongst myself, I bumped my head on the tailgate of her.
The hatch thing?
Yeah, the hatch thing on her Tahoe. And I thought, wow, that hurts. Then I remember stumbling backwards going, that smarts. And the next thing I know, I'm on the ground. And I sat there. I guess I sat there. I don't know. And then I took my hand and I touched my head. And I'm on that medicine that thins your blood. So it got bad.
Oh, my goodness.
And I got a big old gash
like
upside my.
I'm saying out there.
It does. So when you hurt yourself and you didn't know you were going to hurt yourself, it's embarrassing, but it happened.
You're all right, but I'm kind of scared you got a concussion or something.
It was funny, after the fact of you hit yourself in the head. I mean, who does that?
If he passes out over here on me in a minute, we know that the aftermath of
just take the chair and roll it. They'll come get me. But that was a few of the things that happened in my world yesterday.
Well, I'm glad you are okay.
I can't believe she's 24.
I know. My oldest, Madison, is 25.
Time's
Believe
flying.
that. It seems like yesterday she was scooting around and, the walkers that everybody used to have with wheels on the bottom of them where they could go in any direction, Seems like just yesterday.
Today, the T.J. Harris Lower and Poplar Springs Elementary will go virtual. So that's a little bit of a change there for some of the Meridian Public Schools. Let's see here. The game that was going to happen in Philadelphia and between Philadelphia and Macon got canceled due to Macon having some COVID. So, and then something happened with who Meridian High School was going to play. So now it's Meridian High School against Philadelphia, I think, in Meridian Friday night. So a game changer of who's playing who, but that was some adjustments on that. Let's see here. Dylan Roof, y'all know who I'm talking about, don't you?
I do not.
The cold-blooded killer from South Carolina that went in the church a few years ago and shot everybody.
Yes.
The sentence has been upheld. He's going to get the death sentence, period. There's no way out of it. 3 judges have passed judgment, and his due is coming. And rightly so deserved, in my opinion. I know there's a lot of people that don't believe in capital punishment, but I think he's getting
people staying in jail for years and years and tax dollars paying for him to.
But we don't know how long he'll be here after that. Even after the trial is over, how long he will sit there. Y'all know, 20 years. Some of these people.
It's a horrible thing when somebody goes into a church or anywhere and does that. Just it takes a life in general. Going down the road like we were talking about. I mean, it's just horrible.
Was it 15 or 20 people that lost their lives in that? It was a lot.
It was a bunch. Yeah, I do remember about that.
All at the hands of some idiot. And that's the only word that I could come. I don't like using that word, but that is.
Well, I mean,
just horrible.
Like it is,
bad people there. Let's see here. The situation that we've got going on in Afghanistan, we've got 1,500 Americans still trapped. And now you have the Taliban saying that we're going to put a car there. It's going to have a bomb and it will go off. And so now I think they've stopped rescue missions at the airport because they're scared to go in. Where will this end? I don't know. But secret operations are going on to try to get the Americans out. Are there going to be probably some people that are held captive? It is. This is going to be bad, ugly.
I think it's crazy that our administration is, and they sit there like Jen Psaki when she's given a press conference or a press interview, with the press. When she's talking to them, she admits that they're communicating with the Taliban as far as like trying to bargain with them, I guess, or something.
That's what they're doing.
Or like trusting that they're going to do what they say. I mean, why would you trust them at all? Number one. And, I don't know what the answer is.
The scary part of this, Candace,
they can get them all out.
After the United States steps out, will China come in, recognize them, and make them bigger than they are? That is what is, as we move out, somebody else is going to move in and support these people. Mm-hmm. And we don't know who, and it could be worse. I understand everybody probably was on the same page of, no, we don't need to be in these foreign countries. But sometimes there's reasons that the rest of us don't understand. And I'm afraid we're going to find out why we were really there.
You know, last night I just broke down and my husband's like, "Are you okay?" I mean, I know we've been through a lot in our family, but I just said, you know, this world is just in a mess, you know.
No, it is.
And I mean, you just feel for everybody having to, I said, all of our people over in Afghanistan and even the Afghani people who have helped the Americans over there, you know, they're going to hunt them down and try to kill them.
Yep.
And it's just an awful thing. And like, and the soldiers, they said that they will put them in front of a computer, and if the computer recognizes their face, they'll kill them instantly because their face, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's facial recognition,
you know, and each person they'll put them in front of, and if it recognizes them, they'll know that they'll kill them. It's just awful.
Here's the thing that I ran up on. Everybody remember the bad guy named Osama bin Laden? Mm-hmm. He banned, this is how incompetent of a president we have. He banned anybody from putting a mark on Joe Biden because he looked as Joe Biden as being incompetent, and even if he were president, wouldn't be a threat to them. Mm-hmm. Boy, is that shaping up to be a true story. But Osama bin Laden could have cared less about him. That's how down the totem pole Joe was thought of.
Well, I've heard of a lot of talk about impeachment with him lately. I don't know.
After January, it's coming.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the next choices or the next one in line is any better. I think that's going to be a disaster.
Kamala. We go, what's her name at the House?
Nancy.
Nancy would be next after her. So. Yeah, pick your choices there. Ooh.
Yeah, it's just a mess, you know.
So we'll keep you updated on that as all of this comes. You remember that site that the OnlyFans thing that sometimes we said that they were banning any nudity and any of that?
Well, there was this couple, this older woman, like a lot older, and a teenage boy, wasn't it? They were making money by putting videos that were risque and all this kind of stuff.
There's people that make as much as $1 million a month from that site. And they said, hey, we're getting rid of that. It's going to be clean after this. Well, after the investors met and decided they all like money, they're not doing away with that at all. They will continue exactly what they were doing.
Okay.
Shows you how money changes people's mind is the reason I brought that up. It's just,
money talks in a lot of cases, even, you know, when it's horrible. You know?
I agree.
I mean, it really does.
A Florida woman has been arrested, and rightly so. She broke up with her boyfriend, and she threw his kitty cat into the river in a cage.
Oh, my goodness. She's
been charged with animal cruelty. That animal had nothing to do with their relationship there.
It's horrible.
It makes you wonder there.
It's crazy. People have just lost their minds.
In other stories, I found this to be. Do you remember the governor of Michigan when they were looking at kidnapping? They foiled the plot. One of the guys there has already been sentenced. He's the first one. He gets 6 years in prison for his plotting on that. Militia, you think of these folks as being bad people, of tough guys.
Yeah.
I brought that one up to bring up the next story to where a militia group out of Minnesota has now decided that he wants to be recognized as a woman. I'd never put the two together of a militia guy wanting to be recognized as someone else.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'd like to say more, but I'm going to leave it at that without cackling out loud, and I'll just leave it at that. Very strange.
Backwards right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mixed up and backwards. You don't know.
I shake my head in disbelief over so many things that happened that it's like, no, that really can't be going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
It's like, used to you just pass by people and, just kind of like pass on by them and don't really make, any kind of, now you got to really look and go, is that a man or is that a woman?
It's the Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
You have to check things out. That movie was really ahead of its time, and we just did not know it, did we?
I know.
As we go back into history, let's go back to 1965 on this date. And I didn't realize it was 65 because I remember hearing this as a kid and thinking it was current when they had a TV show. But it was number one on this date with I Got You, Babe. Mm-hmm. And I really thought, and correct me, I thought Sonny was a real short guy and that Cher towered over him.
Yeah, they must have him standing on a box or something.
But wasn't he a little fella?
Yeah, he was shorter than her, I think. I mean, he must be standing up on something. They do that for pictures.
Yeah, you're right. Even videos, they will go to the
I've heard
ground.
of a lot of like actors when they take pictures of them, they make them look like they're
Beefed
a lot
up.
taller. Yeah, and they'll have them like on a crate, so standing up.
They've never had to beef up Dolly ever, if anybody's wondering.
Yeah.
That's all real. Mm-hmm. Just thought you might want to know. We go back to 1974. On this date, and this was a thing. If you've ever listened to it, you'll realize this live. A concert was going to be held tonight at the Universal Amphitheater in L.A. A guy by the name of John Denver takes the stage, and it was recorded and became a huge, huge hit for him. Thank God I'm a Country Boy was recorded tonight live from L.A. Isn't that something else?
Yeah.
That was one of my...
1974.
Can you believe it? Ooh.
The year I was born, 47 years ago.
To my knowledge, no one's ever re-recorded that song.
I don't think they have either.
I got cakes on the griddle. It really had a great message. It truly was. 1975, we'd be listening to Ken Rainey in the Meridian area on the radio, and, well, we heard this song a lot. Rhinestone Cowboy became the #1 song in 1975.
That's
Walking
still a
those streets.
classic.
It is. Glenn really, and then went on to open his own music industry and help so many people become stars because of his Marty Gamlin work for him. This little fella has a birthday today, and he's not so little anymore.
I know.
But I think we all think of him as looking this way and not the way he looks now.
My son loves this movie.
It's good.
He loves that part where he slaps on that stuff on his face,
Aftershave.
that aftershave on his face, and goes, ah!
Yeah.
He loves it.
So Macaulay, and he went back, and I'd never watched it. I just remember being talk about it where they re-recorded a scene for some commercial back last Christmas with him being older.
Yeah, I think I remember them doing that, but I don't remember which scene it was. But yeah.
Let's see what else went on. Oh, and you probably don't know this song, but if you're a country music, remember the song Mr. Bojangles? The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band recorded it, and they had a song that came out in '84 that went #1 on this date, and it was Long Hard Road, if anybody remembers that. It was a great song.
I do not
I
remember.
knew that one
If I
was.
heard it, I might remember it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. It's
You'd like it.
Yeah.
Did you watch Mary Tyler Moore?
I did some.
Just a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I did. I watched the old, reruns of stuff.
Ted Knight, does that ding dong with you?
He was on another. What was that other
Oh, it was
show
a-
he was on? Too Close for Comfort.
Yes.
Oh, well, it's on there, right? I just
Yeah.
see it. But yeah, I used to watch that show. Too.
Yeah. He was on the Mary Tyler Moore as, what was his name on there? Ted Baxter, I guess was
He
it.
was a funny guy.
He really was. And am I not mistaken that he was also in the Chevy Chase show with the groundhog?
He might have been. Was he the
Judge?
the announcer guy? I think. I don't know.
Seems like he was the judge in that, to where he's trying to get the scholarship out of him. You remember the
Okay.
kid?
Seems like he was in that. I don't know.
I'm almost certain that he was the judge in that.
But he was a really good actor.
Yeah, I liked him a lot. 1990, I remember this. Me and Angie had just got married, and I was with Ken Rainey, and Ken had brought Shenandoah to Meridian to the Temple Theater, and I met these guys backstage, and this was the #1 song, Next to You, Next to Me. Some Alabama boys there, and what a group they are. Caddyshack was the name of that movie. But Next to You, Next to Me, 2 Dozen Roses, and the list just keeps going right on.
Yeah. Did they break up and
They quit touring for a while, and I think they're back together now again. And they primarily now do gospel.
Okay.
Marty Rayburn is such a light. He does so much for the effort of Christianity. Good fella. If you ever get a chance to visit him or shake hands with him, you'll love it. Now, I remember this TV show coming on. I lost track of it at some point, but it was huge back in the day. 1996, Seventh Haven premiered. And if you remember, this guy was a preacher. That was his wife, and the whole family revolved around him and his family, and he was a pastor at a church.
Yes.
Pretty good
I do
show.
remember that.
Been a long time since I saw a rerun of that. I sometimes cannot get past the Gilmore Girls that constantly plays and bothers me. Why, oh, why, oh, why? I didn't get that show.
Goodness. I didn't ever watch that show, so
I'm going to go out on a limb and
discuss
say
anything with you.
chick flick.
Yeah. it
I'm
probably
pretty
would.
sure there. This was our first taste of this, the first time that America saw this, and it would turn into shape football for the next 5 to 6 years, and to this moment is still shaping it. The first time he took a knee was on this date, Kaepernick, during the national anthem. Of course, I've got a misspelled word there that I see now that I didn't realize when I put that together. But it all began on this date back in 2016, and it would grow bigger and bigger.
That's really kind of when everything kind of started.
Yeah.
Falling apart.
It did. And now look at the NFL. That's another one of those where a line has been drawn and Americans go, nope, I'm not watching you anymore. I've had enough.
Yeah.
And then, you look at the news, what happened this week with that pregame with the New Orleans Saints, to where they said to buy a ticket, you've got to be vaccinated.
I saw that. I wonder how.
$1 is what they dropped to the prices of the tickets. Now, how many bought them for $1? I don't know.
I wonder how many actually,
That would be...
got tickets to go.
And that's taking a stand against other people, and but we've seen this so many. You remember the Mavericks owner who quietly done away with the national anthem, and then it was like, put it back.
Right.
He was gonna.
Why would you do that? I mean, it's just.
I agree.
I don't. All these people that don't love this country, there might be a flight going to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
See how you like it over there.
Yeah, that's it's not pretty over there.
That's right. Board it, and
What Merle say? If you don't love it, leave it. And I think most God-fearing, loving Americans still believe in that statement. I really do.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the people just take this country and the rights they have. They take it for granted. I mean, they do. It's just people that run their mouth and try to have all this, stuff to say against the country. And really, if they were put in a position to where they didn't have the rights they had, they would probably have a whole different view. Because I mean,
there's a lot of people in other countries
to be here
that don't have those rights.
Right. I mean, look, and and because people are griping about stuff they don't like in our country, our rights are slowly getting taken away. So I mean, who knows? We might be that way one day. I hope not. I hope my children don't have to live through that.
Go back and look at history of what happens, y'all. And we have been the example of defying what history has done up until this point.
Right.
It scares me moving forward. So something to think on. And then speaking of the military, down at Tiffany Blues Décor, she's offering a 10% discount there to all veterans that come in and shop with her at the register. Just bring that up and they'll help you there.
That's right. And military.
Yeah.
You can find her on Highway 493 in North Hills in Meridian, Mississippi at the Atrium Mall. She's got all kind of necklaces, jewelry. She has clothing in there now, just some really, really cute things that are in style. Graphic t-shirts, hats. She has furniture also in there, but all the graphic tees, you need to go check those out. She's got some fall ones and some, I think Yellowstone ones.
Yeah.
These hats
are
really, really cute. I love these. These kind of remind me of Indiana Jones or something.
Like
a safari type.
Oh, Indy.
Yeah.
He was good, wasn't he?
Cute tea towels that have little sayings on them. You can put them anywhere in your house. Bedding stuff. I mean, if you're looking for something for dorm rooms or even your home, she has
dorms
it there.
are popular right now, aren't they?
Those things up I think it's like a competition.
Yeah. If you're looking for your ripped T-shirt, here it is. Boy, and that's coming in November, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
And this artwork that she has done herself, I mean, it's really pretty stuff.
Check it all out. You'll find it at Tiffany Blues. She's, again, in the Broadmoor area. I got to quit saying Broadmoor because that's now North Hills.
I know.
Boy.
Well, it's still Broadmoor,
See her. She'll help you out there. That's Tiffany Blues Décor. She'll treat you really nice.
First 10 days following an accident are crucial. Insurance companies don't wait. They have a staff of adjusters, attorneys, and investigators collecting information that can be used against you.
Call Richard Schwartz today.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we travel. Today is Thursday, isn't it?
It is.
So that means 1 week from now, the Shriners are going to start selling the bowl peanuts. They're salted and Cajun. They'll start next Thursday, September the 2nd. They're in Marion. They're at the Hamasa building. And if you're on this, $8 for a gallon bag. And if you've never had bowl peanuts, I urge you.
You're missing out.
They are so good.
I love the real salty.
You like that?
Peanuts. Yeah, I do.
What about the Cajun? Do you go that far or you like the other?
I used to love hot stuff and spicy stuff, and I still do some, but my fingers just feel like they're getting eat up when
you feel the hotness? Is that what you're talking about?
It's not just my mouth, but like the spices, they just irritate my hands. So, but I like the salty ones though.
That's
really
your pick?
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody. There's a lot of people that think they know how to cook that. It's a specialty to be good at this.
Yes.
The Shriners are perfect at it. They've been doing this for many, many moons now, and they've got it a perfection going down. So your boiled peanut, go by. It goes to a great cause also. So I hope you'll do that. Did you remember the story? This woman went into a store and she was mad about the mask, and she goes over to the food and she spits on it, coughs on everybody, and tells them that she's got COVID. Mm-hmm. Well, this is a landmark case. They're using this as a bomb threat now, treating it as a law. And she's been sentenced to prison now. She's going to get 2 years.
Good. Maybe they'll set an example.
$35,000 worth of food had to be thrown out because of her. And then in the end, she didn't have it. But she made the threat, and they couldn't take it.
Right.
The risk of that's just wrong.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think she may have had the influence of some alcohol and some other things, but.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, if you make somebody else sick and they die, I mean, that's on you.
Yes, it is.
And that's like, I mean,
she's
blatantly trying to harm people.
And, she goes on and on about how she wished she could take it back. Well, you can't.
Right.
This is reality where when you do something wrong, it's done. You've got to take the consequences for what you've done wrong. Mm-hmm. And so many times across America, you see where judges do not want the consequences. They don't give any consequences for people's actions, which makes them go do it again.
I really hope that's going to start changing. I know here in our area that the judge, Markham,
$1 million.
Yeah.
And he has enforced that, and I'm glad.
I'm glad too. Maybe to open some eyes. I hope.
This next picture, and I'm going to show the picture, but I want everybody to take a deep breath before I show this picture because it could be scary to some people.
Is that Hillary?
This is Hillary out for a beach walk. But I don't have a little sign that says "Warning, warning, Hillary's coming up." But I thought I'd share this picture of her on the beach. Mm. And I know that you're thinking you're fixing to see a Keeney. You're not.
Right.
But it's still scary. Let's quickly, and we'll just do a blink here.
I would have never known. If I'd have walked right by her, I wouldn't have known that.
Are you ready for this? Now, are you going to close your eyes or are you going to look?
I'm looking.
Here's Hillary on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's on
At first, I thought she was eating a sucker.
It did look but that's her
or like a
string.
lollipop or something. But yeah, that's the string on her hat. It's crazy.
So there you go. And the further you go down we don't need to go any further.
That's a close up.
Yeah, we don't need to see no close ups.
That's a little much. I don't want to.
But they said that they strolled the beach and they didn't do a whole lot of talking with each other. And he went on to the house and she stayed on the beach and stayed out. In other big news, I don't understand how and why this happens. I know Prince done this one time. Name change coming for Kanye West. And you tell me, Ye, Y-E, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
This is going to be his new name that he's applying for. Y-E, Ye. Isn't it? Or is there a different way to pronounce it?
Ye. I don't know.
Why you want to do that?
That is crazy. Like, what? I mean...
I
was listening to Ye the other day.
And then you had Prince going, the artist.
What'd she say?
How do you change your name to the artist formerly known as Prince? That was his name for a while.
And nobody will be able to spell it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they'll be saying Y-A-Y, Ye.
But Y-E. So there you go. In case anybody we've got of those who wanted to vote for him for president coming up in 24, he's changed his name. Look for it to look different on the ballot.
Crazy. That's a weird one. I mean, I wish he'd have consulted with somebody before he changed to that. I mean, I think we could have come up with something a little bit better.
He's had some issues, hasn't he? Is it the divorce putting in there?
I don't know. I think there was a brick missing somewhere. I don't know.
Of a load there,
I think he makes a lot of money, though. I mean, I will give him that.
He's filthy
he's got
rich.
A lot of money.
But that don't help. Not always. I didn't realize this. Scientists are now saying, Candace, that it's harder, although men smoke more, it's harder for a woman to quit smoking than it is a man. Would you have thought that?
Yeah, I don't know why that would be. But I have heard of people trying to chew the Nicorette gum, and then they get addicted to the gum.
Yeah.
They quit the cigarettes, but they get addicted to chewing the gum.
And I highly suggest doing it like me. When I did quit, I smoked for a long. I hadn't smoked in 10 years now, but the day I decided to do it, cold turkey. not everybody's man enough to do that. I'm just going because it's tough.
I bet you were hard to live with.
No, I stayed to myself.
Did you?
I quit and I had to drive to the Texas border down around Brownsville. And so that was a long trip. And what I learned, if you're trying to quit seriously, every time you want one, hold your breath and count to 10. And eventually you're counting, you don't have to make it all the way to 10. And that's how I did it. I done sunflower seeds for about a week, and my car looked horrible. They were like splattered everywhere and dropped. And I had to quit that because that was becoming another habit. But you can do it, and you can get hooked on these, like you said, the additives of trying to quit.
Right.
But it has to be, you cannot quit unless you're ready to quit. If you try to quit for somebody else because they told you to do it, you'll never succeed. You've got to make up your mind, I got to do it, it's good for me.
Yeah.
Then you can quit.
Yeah. I always try to, I would think it would be best to try to do it like you did it rather than get on any kind of medication. Because you don't know what kind of side effects medication has too. Like I've heard, wasn't Chantix, wasn't that?
That's one of the ones that does it.
Isn't that something to do with smoking? Or is that
quit.
something else?
You take
okay,
it
yeah, I've
quit.
heard that can like cause other issues too, like mentally, make you have.
Now, let me warn you, when somebody quits smoking, it makes mental cases also because people get snappy.
You know how you get when you're hungry, you get mad and angry, you get hangry. I don't know what you get when you're trying to quit smoking. But
I honestly, now I can sit next to somebody who smokes and it does not faze me whatsoever. But all it would take would be one. No, it's if you were to take one after, I've heard people do that after 20 years, smoke one and they're hooked again.
Lord, when I was growing up, a lot of people in my family smoked, and I was around it.
Yeah,
I never smoked myself, even to this day. But I remember I hated my clothes always smelling like that.
Yeah.
And I had a ritual. I got up every morning and I'd rub bounce sheets all over my clothes, throw them in the dryer, try to get any kind of, because you just carry that with you everywhere.
And you don't know that you smell.
Yeah.
If you're a smoker,
don't.
you ain't got a clue.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Angela Kay. She said she quit cold turkey 6 months ago. Didn't use anything. Congrats on that. Right. Now, let me warn y'all.
If you smoke, we ain't bashing you.
Yeah, because I enjoyed it. It's like they taste really good to me.
Yeah.
But I no longer do that habit. Yeah. But let me warn y'all that what no one told me would happen. You don't know that you've lost your sense of taste after smoking so many years. You have no clue that you can't taste food. And somewhere around 9 to 10 months, you start getting your taste back. And then you start hanging out at buffets and licking plates like there's like an ounce.
I've always heard people gain weight after they quit smoking.
And it's about 9 months to a year. Your taste buds come back, and you had no idea that food really tasted that way. And it's better than a hot chick on a Saturday night. All of a sudden, it's like, woo, baby, come here. You can't help but eat. So just a heads up for anybody that's thinking about that. Did I get too explicit there?
No,
okay.
You're right.
I just want to make sure. News out of Miami. This is another headline that we see that is so sad. A father was in a restaurant in Miami, and a guy runs in the restaurant with a gun and points it at his 1-year-old child. He steps in front of it, and the father is killed. And the guy was high. He's going to jail for a very long time. No word yet if...
Man on mushrooms.
Yeah.
Mushrooms.
But the father done the right thing, saved his child, but he gave his life for his child. And there's nothing like the love of a child. And horrible ending there.
It's awful.
We can't say enough about that. Let's see what else is going on. We get back to this mask mandate. It's okay to have an opinion. There's nothing wrong with believing in it or not believing in it. But they had trying to make examples sometimes gets out of hand. In Texas, they were having a debate at the school board meeting, or the PTA, whichever you want to call this thing. And a guy takes off all his clothes and gets down to his underwear to try to prove a point to the school board. Well, that didn't turn out so well for him.
That was kind of a crazy thing to do. I mean, I wouldn't go to that extent.
No. But he was bent out of shape over the situation. So that happened in Texas over the last few days there, if you're wondering what's been going on. Let's see here. This is a step too far, in my opinion. A Washington school has been blasted for making the athletes of the school wear ankle monitors so they could be alerted if they're getting near somebody that has COVID. That this is America.
Well, that is like singling people out.
Yeah.
You know,
that's segregation.
It is. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. But when you take all the vaccinated people and put them over here, and then you take all the unvaccinated people and you put them over here,
right,
and you can give these rights that you don't give I mean, that's wrong.
Yeah,
that's wrong.
I don't quite get. Now that is something to go to the school board and complain about right there.
Yeah, because it's like somebody said the other day. I mean, are they going to stop there? Or are they going to start making, mandates for people who have other diseases, and, you got to tell us if you have this, and you have to show us your card where you're positive for it.
And I'd like to talk to an attorney about this, because this is a big discussion right now, is these vaccination cards that people are wanting to see before you serve food or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I'd love to talk to somebody that knows the law on this or interprets. I'm afraid there's going to be a new law put in, but as of right this moment, do you have to show that?
Well, I'm going to read this comment that I read yesterday on the show, that I don't know if it was addressed, because I know there was probably tons of comments, and I don't know if y'all got to everybody, but somebody was saying businesses who make people get vaccinated. It says, will you assume full liability for any adverse reactions or events up to and including the death of an employee stemming from a vaccine? And it says something about the OSHA guidance issued recently. And it says the actual text from OSHA says, if I require, it's a question, I guess, that you can ask employer. If I require my employees to take a COVID-19 vaccine as a condition of their employment, and adverse reactions, they have that, or the adverse reactions recordable that they have. And if so, would it be considered work related? And,
it's a good question for a lawyer.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a lot of details within that one decision that you're telling people to.
But the vaccine card thing is bad. To being able to purchase something, you get some. That's not American at all. I am not, and I think most Americans believe that. I could be wrong, but I think most. You may have a different opinion, and that's okay to not agree with me on that. But that leads to other things, and we all know that. Yeah. Scary, scary, scary. Hey, let's go out to Cicalina. That's where you'll find Freeman Tractor. Yep. Yes. He's sitting around Cornbread's looking for something to do this morning. Mm-hmm. And he can fix you up with a lawnmower. If you need a great X-Mark, they've got plenty in stock this week, as new models have arrived with the Skag. Comfort. I had somebody pass by on a Bleau here yesterday. I was out in the yard. They went by on a Skag and went 17 miles an hour. It was moving. Gosh. That's a fast lawnmower. If you've never driven one, check it out. They're great. And of course, Tractor's cabin air conditioner, as this hot weather continues. Before long, it'll be cold, and you'll want to try out that heat that's in it. It's there. Of course, all the implements that you may need for deer season, from bush hogs to getting yourself a disc. Maybe yours just had better days. Go down and see them. They'll fix you up with one with forks, even down to the benchy that's made out in Texas. 0% for 60 months on the Warrior. They've got a lot of different models to choose from with air conditioning. You can get the 550, the 750 navigation. All of them have winches. See them today. They can take care of any need you might need, from lawnmower blades to a belt. It's all at Freeman Tractor and Implement. See them today, 626-8759.
I'm Richard Schwartz. If you've been in an auto accident, don't hesitate to call for legal help. Remember, the first 10 days following an accident are crucial. I am Richard Schwartz, and I'm here to help you.
Call Richard Schwartz today.
Well, we're back again. I wasn't paying attention there. We're getting ready for the weekend. And again, let's not forget about what's coming up with the possibility of some hurricane activity occurring. We're going to have a lot of coverage on that. Our special guest tomorrow is going to be Britt Gully. And after many visits of Britt coming to sing for everybody, and then he gets here and he could not sing, we have now fixed the issue, and Britt will be able to sing for supper tomorrow.
All right.
So,
I'm looking forward to it.
Unless something breaks tonight and I can't get him on.
Well, we're gonna keep our fingers crossed.
I've had some guest appearances that weren't aired come in, and we checked all the equipment. Everything actually works now, so you will hear the boy sing. I hope he's picking out a good song.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Let's see. The Supreme Court has made the Biden administration reinstate the Remain in Mexico policy. They didn't like it, but they're going to have to. And that's for folks that are trying to get in here. They got to stay into Mexico and not stay in the United States. a big move for us.
Yes.
That is good there. In case you missed that
Well, that's
yesterday.
good. They should have done that a while back.
Yes, they should have. Have you heard about this? The Grateful Dead concert.
No.
It was a CEO of a company there. I don't know whether alcohol or anything else was involved, but he was going to do a backflip. It didn't work out so well. He done a backflip and fell to his death. He was 46 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
Fell off a balcony at the Grateful Dead concert at the Citi Field, places where it was. Think before you do things. I saw where another lady was doing some Instagram stuff. Fell off a roof that was 165 feet trying to get the perfect shot.
People are.
There's
Do they not think that they're putting themselves at danger?
apparently
They do these
not.
Things? I mean, and all for what? For somebody to just glance at it for 2 or 3 seconds and go, okay.
They want those likes.
Yeah, really?
The Taliban, as we mentioned, is bad, and they're taking over the country there. The brother of this is how deep they go. They killed the brother of a translator to get to him. Y'all don't know. These are the same people that went around with bulldozers everywhere they went and destroyed history because they could. If they didn't agree with it, they took a dozer and tore it down. Been there for thousands of years that these people do this to. I can't say anything good about that. They're flogging people in the streets already just for wearing clothes that look like the Westerns. And when I say Westerns, it looks like the America.
Right.
If they have shorts on or anything, they're taken and flogged and used as an example.
And it says the price of burqas, and it's doubling.
That's the burqa is the head thing.
I don't know if I guess that would be that maybe, and maybe I don't know what all this.
What's included in it?
Yeah.
I don't know much about their way of life, but it's getting rough over there, y'all.
I saw where I guess it was the Taliban army type, that they had marching. We're all in white. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And had all of our equipment stuff, our guns and everything. I did not realize how many Black Hawk. I think they said it was. I might be wrong, but 200 and something Black Hawk helicopters over there that they have.
Those should have been destroyed if you can't fly them back.
I mean,
Now, have you kept up
goodness.
with Jeopardy? Because I kind of lost. This guy gets put on as a host of Jeopardy. They go back and found something that he had on Instagram or on Twitter from 5 or 6 years ago where he made fun of some people, and he's out.
I did see where they pulled him out of there. I didn't know why.
Mike Richards, is he the same guy that was so good at it on there?
I don't think he is. I think that guy, if I'm not mistaken, is on another game show that I saw the other night. And I can't remember what his name is, but that's not him.
Let me be honest with you. Jeopardy did not intrigue me because don't you have to answer everything in the form of a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my kind of show because I can't think that quick. I'd rather watch Steve Harvey over there laugh
I
about
don't see how they know all that. I don't see how in the world, unless they give them some kind of
But there's some
thing to study or
smart
something.
people in this world that I don't fit with them.
me either. I wouldn't
But
get past the first little round.
Jeopardy.
I don't even know that I'd make it through.
Do you remember the $25,000 pyramid?
Yeah, and I did like that.
That was funny.
Where they had to guess the answers. Is that the one?
They'd sit across from each
and they had
other.
to give them hints of what it was. Yeah, I like that.
And then Tom Selleck got sued.
Yeah.
Because he goes, dough, and she goes, knob. And he laughed out loud and got sued.
Yeah.
That was funny. If y'all missed that episode, I think you can still find it on YouTube out there somewhere.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something to do, we're coming up at the top of the hour here to where we'll have to say our goodbyes, and we hope that everybody has a wonderful day as this begins.
Yes.
Today it's going to be hot. We're looking at a high of about 91. Our heat index is going to hit somewhere around 97, 98. It could go up to 100 out to our west, Jackson area, looking at about 110 over there with those temperatures. On the heat index side.
Goodness, if you have to be outside for an extended period of time, make sure you drink plenty of water and take breaks. Go in if you can get out of the heat for a few minutes.
And stay away from Tahoe lids, those trunks, because they're dangerous, and they should have put a sign on there. Scotty Ray, stay away.
Look, Kurt was saying yesterday when we lifted it, the camper has an outdoor kitchen.
Yeah.
And so when he pulled the little thing up, it's like that. It hits him right about here. And he said, I'm going to have to do something about this. I said, what? Just duck down. He goes, well, I'll hit my head. I said, you want to do it at one time? He said, I'm going to have to put a pool noodle around the edge of it.
I learned
quick. You need to do.
around the back of it. I learned quickly, though.
Oh my goodness.
I don't do things like that twice.
Hang some tassels on
Yeah. Again, thank y'all for coming by. We'll have more stories that affect you tomorrow. Our opinion on it. That's what we do. We're an opinion. We talk about things. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And anything you want to say as we close out?
Just pray for everybody. Y'all pray for everybody that's sick and pray for our country and the ones that are out of our country and need our help right now. Y'all have a blessed day.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by